Hey folks, Howard Crampton. I wanted to share this idea of memes and these common phrases that a lot of people are throwing out there today. We've already passed through the industrial age, right, where technology and building and all this stuff is going on, and now we're in the information age of the how-tos. We want to learn how to do things on our own. We want to learn how to be self-sufficient and all this stuff. Look at the entrepreneur boom. Everybody's wanting to own their own business, and capitalism, which capitalism is not bad, but it's the intent, the greed behind capitalism, which makes it look bad. But anyway, one thing that came up for me today was this thought that you create your own reality. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. And we learn I create my own reality and I'm in charge of my own reality, right? Well, in the context, let me set it up in spirituality, all right? And real quick, let me digress. We got the scientific domain, and then we have spiritual domain. One's the physical, objective, measurable world, and the other one is the subjective, abstract, nonlinear world, right? It's not measurable, it's only experiential. And spirituality is not religion either. Religion depends upon spirituality, but spirituality does not depend upon religion. Now, with this idea that you create your own reality, we don't really stop to think what these things are. And, Socrates has been a huge influence in my life, and he always posed that axiom of know thyself. And he says, how can you really understand what anything means without first understanding who you are in your relation to the world? Now, this idea that you create yourself, you create your own reality, and you've seen them in those memes, those pictures that people create. A meme is just kind of a common phrase that's really just thrown around, and we see them in those pictures and all the decorations behind it, and it's all inspirational and gung-ho, and we see these things and we take it on as our own belief that, yes, I do create my own reality. Well, truth is stranger than fiction, a lot of people say, unfortunately. And the only reason that truth is stranger than fiction is because there was a quote I recently read in a book off of a movie that said, truth is like poetry, and not many people like poetry. So anybody who's watching this, you really have to stop and ask yourselves, because there's going to be a lot of objections, I'm sure, in this, of who you really are, what your interest is in really learning who or what you are. I like to pose the question of what versus a who. What you are, what is this self, what is this I, right? And then reality. So here's the next part, is we have reality, and then we have your reality. We have truth, and then there's your truth. There's life, and then there's your life. One of them's true, the other one's fiction. Unfortunately, we've come to believe in these illusions in this world that we live in, the physical world. Now, this came up for me a long time ago, but in reading A Course in Miracles lesson 135, paragraph number 17, it says, defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. So right now, if all these defenses are coming up about what your beliefs were or are, right, and I'm presenting this information to you, and just to note briefly too that anything I have to share, anything I'm sharing now, all information is to be taken as tentative until you experience the truth for yourself, not your truth, but the truth. So here, defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. Their aim is to select what you approve and disregard what you consider incompatible with your beliefs of your reality, right? Yet what remains is meaningless indeed, for it is your reality that is the threat, in quotes, which your defenses would attack, obscure, and take apart and crucify, all right? So when you look at the difference between truth and your truth, reality, your reality, life, and your life, right there you can already see that there can't be both. There can't be life and then your life, right? There's just life, and there's only truth, and there's only reality. So when you create your own reality, then sure, you can create your reality, but what you're really creating is just more of this illusion. And if you look to the things that you've already created in life and put together how permanent are they, right? You never see a U-Haul following a hearse, right? So how permanent, how real are these things? And it seems like the things that are real with the capital R, the things that are eternal and lasting, are subjective experiences, the powers that be of love and peace and joy. And this is not some hippie crap, right? But what love is in essence, not as a behavior, not as an action, not as a feeling, but what love is, what joy is, what peace is, what true beauty is. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Be careful of these things that you read out there and how much truth really there is in these things that you're reading. And I encourage everybody, and I challenge you, if it is a challenge for you, to really ponder that question of what am I? I'm always referring to this I am this, or I am so-and-so. We have these names and identities and occupations and feelings and all these things we associate with this I. And to really stop and think about what Socrates posed. How could you really understand what anything means if you don't even know what you are in your relation to this thing? All right, if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. If you feel that this is inspirational and you want to share it and can inspire someone else, feel free to share the video. My name is Howard Crampton, and thanks for listening. Cheers.